Welcome in, everybody. Two Piece Pod. I'm your host, Patrick Parker. With me, I've got Chris and Beth. They have just started this business. Been in the business mindset for about 6 months. Been up and running for about a month. Oh my goodness, here we go. Episode is brought to you by Porterville Wholesale. If you are looking to upgrade your house, go check my boy out. He's got all the tools out there. Bosch, DeWalt, Craftsman, can saws, nail guns. He's got hand drills. You know, I know I said that weird, but he's got it all. Cordless, corded. Go check it out. Compressors, patio sets, lawn equipment. 1902 West North Grand in Porterville, California. Or go to my Facebook profile, my Facebook page. You don't even got to get out of bed. You can order online. Go tell my boy Ray that Two Piece Pod sent you. What's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
What's up, bro?
What's up?
Good.
Having fun?
Having a good time, bro.
Yeah, it was kind of different, huh? We started talking on this thing a little bit. Kind of giving me a background of what your business was. Why don't we take me through that and take me to what built you in starting this business?
All right. You wanna start? You wanna take the start of this one, and then I'll kind of chime in on that.
I mean, I guess really, we were talking about it, and one night we were like, okay, what is it that we really want to do? Like, have you ever thought about doing a business? I have, a business aside from this, and I'm like, okay, is it something that we want to work together? Like, we both like working out, and we kind of like started talking and everything, and he's like, I actually wanted to start doing that, a long time ago, and so why not? Like, let's start.
Make it a passion and push it forward. Yeah,
it's something that we both enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm. And if you love it, you might as well make it, something you can do forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
it was funny because the intent was like, I've wanted to do this for such a long time, and she was like, you know what, I've wanted to do it as well for such a long time, and then we just kind of got to thinking, like, why don't we just make this like an official thing?
Why don't we just do it?
And why don't we just do it? Exactly. We jumped in. I felt pretty quickly. Like, we really just went all in on it once we understood each other's, like, perspective on it. Like, we both are passionate about it ourselves, so why not push toward that? It'll be fun. It'll be a fun business, and, we never know where it'll take us.
Heck yeah, and that's, keep it real, that was, like, kind of what pushed me into this, is just something that you get passionate about, and it shows that you can build that, you know what I mean? And that's when people can actually learn from something, or from someone, is, I feel like, if you are willing and wanting to teach somebody something like this, especially training them, people might know how to work out. People might go, oh yeah, I could do this, I could do that. But people don't understand that just doing the right form, or, maybe just tweaking it just a tiny bit to where you're not hurting yourself, and you're doing things right, and all of a sudden you're feeling your muscles get used up more and stretched out, and you're like, oh man, that's a different burn. I didn't know, that could be the possibilities. And when someone has a passion to teach somebody like that, I feel like it's an actual love that you can pass on to somebody else. Exactly. And that's when people feel like, oh yeah, this is actually where I need to be, and what's going to make me grow.
Right.
So
yeah, and hopefully, with the clients that we've had, I definitely think they feel that through both of us.
Yeah.
Because like you said, something that you love doing, the person you're working with is going to see that, oh dang, they really love doing this. Because the attention to detail, like that we pay to everybody, and like the types of programs we make for them, they're like detail oriented. They're like for that person specifically.
Okay, so that's a great next thing. Are you guys both doing one person at a time? Do you guys both have different clients?
Yeah, so we're on different, two different schedules. Like whenever I have my client, it's their time only.
Okay.
Along with him, it's their time only.
Yeah.
And then we have our boot camps where it's
everybody comes in.
Yeah, let's bring all the energy together and start getting this going. Yeah.
And you guys run this out of your house, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's cool. Stuff like that, like, people don't understand, like, you got to start somewhere and you build. And keep it real. I feel like I was looking at a lot of your guys' posts, and it made me feel like that's where I'd want to go train. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be at the gym where everyone's looking at me, and now all of a sudden I've got to do. You're like, yeah, do this, and I'm like, that looked a little embarrassing. But if it's one-on-one, you're like, hey, let's rep this out real quick. I'm like, let's do it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, don't even get me wrong, like if you're trying to lift heavy or something like that, and you feel like a lot of people, I know when I first started going to the gym, I felt like I wasn't strong enough to be in the gym. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I look weak. All these people are probably looking at me. And I know it's a fear for a lot of people. I've heard that come from them, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I say going to your guys' place and being able to actually get the one-on-one workout that I would, you know, that I'd like is what it was like, ooh, yeah, that would be where I go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I definitely think that's one of the appealing things about it. It's like you're in here one-on-one privately. So if you feel like you had eyes on you when you're in the gym and that's what discouraged you from going, I mean, that's one of the big things that draws people in. They're like, okay, one-on-one, it's just me and you. We're working to get better. And I feel like that's the biggest positive out of it. Because like you said, like, if you're going to the gym, you might want to lift heavy, but then you're like, okay, but there's a lot of people around here. What if, like, I can't lift this? You know what I mean?
I don't want to look weak.
I don't want to look weak. But if you have, like, that privacy like we do, it's like, okay, you can attempt this, and it's just me and you here. Like, I'm going to make sure you can either push it out, or, you know, if you fail, we could, you know.
Yeah, because or even if, like, you know, doing deadlifts. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you're, like, doing a certain deadlift, and you're like, hey, you know, a lot of times somebody tries to help you in the gym. When other people are looking at you, it's kind of like, hey, well, I got this, you know, don't worry about me. You know, like, I'm doing it right, and they don't want necessarily the help. When I feel like when I was taught one-on-one more, it gave me the perspective of, like, let me actually learn what they're saying, you know? And it made it, again, it just made it more personal to the fact of where I felt like I could bring the info in, you know, and actually recept it. Yes.
Yeah.
So, when you guys are working out with people, or teaching them, are you guys showing them by doing the workouts first and running through it?
For me, I don't know, like, everyone has, like, different unique, you know, ways to show, but I definitely like to show them, and then from there they do it. And for instance, you know, the squats, a lot of the girls, it's like lower body for them, like they want to grow the glutes, and it's like they come in, they're, you know, their legs are caving in, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't even do a squat, like, this is hard. And then they come out, oh my gosh, like, I can actually do it, I feel the difference. Or, you know, hip thrust, you know, wait, it's supposed to be this way, it's not this way. I'm like, no, you're gonna hurt yourself, you know. The little stuff, you know, those cues that we do.
And like, because like we were talking about earlier, you know, hurting yourself is a big part when you're working out.
It is,
and if anybody, if you guys have ever gone on and looked out at working out videos where people get hurt, it's nasty. That stuff is nasty, and I was like, ooh, I don't want to be like that. So it's just, ooh, man. So what would you say is a core feature that you guys are kind of building around? Like, for instance, is there like a certain, like, motto that kind of you guys use to give empowerment? Or
I think it comes along with the name, so it's funny.
I just saw you just look real quick.
It goes back to where we kind of were talking and brainstorming, like, oh, what should we call the business? You know what I mean? And so we're thinking of, like, words that are kind of associated with fitness and whatnot. And we're thinking, you know, let's try and take it a different direction. What if we use maybe an acronym?
Okay.
An acronym that kind of meant something. So we came up with the word GAINS, which is an acronym for Get After It, Never Stop.
Okay.
So it has the GAINS play, which is like a fitness-related word.
Yeah.
And then if you really think about it and spell it out, Get After It, Never Stop.
Yo.
It's like the motto now. So it's like anything that I post or anything that we talk about, it's just like, you know, let's get after it.
Get after it.
Stop. You
never stop. I mean? Never stop.
Doesn't matter if you're able to do it or not. I mean, eventually you're going to progress. And that's the key. So let's get after it, never stop.
And I think that goes with anyone. Like, you know, everyone's on a different journey. So it's, you know, whenever they start, it's just, it's okay to, you know, take a pause, and, okay, I'm going to take a rest for whatever reason, whether it's health or anything like that. But then afterwards, I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get after it. I'm not going to stop. You know, there may be pauses in between because, you know, life is there and things happen.
Of course.
But, that's the reason why we chose, you know, GAINS, Get After It, Never Stop.
That's what's up. Yeah. See, that was cool. I like that. Get after it, never stop. Because, you know, everybody says GAINS nowadays. Everybody goes for that. And that's easy. And making it an acronym like that and being able to break it down, like, you know what you guys should do is make stickers.
We got stickers, bro. Hey, it's funny that you said that, post them everywhere, because we were out of town, and she was like, hey, you think we should bring, like, a sheet of stickers? and just like post them out everywhere. I mean, in different cities. Why not get the word out?
Yeah.
And we ended up taking them, but we never actually got around to like, oh, let's go post them up everywhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, the idea and
stick
intent
them
was
on
there.
just like light poles.
Just put them on,
I know.
everywhere.
I feel like around town, the Starbucks, there's certain Starbucks where you see like stickers of all these businesses. I'm like, okay, I need to stop and put one right there. You know?
Start covering up other ones.
Oh
no. Yeah. Start get like a huge sticker. You just go post it all over one wall.
Just take up the whole wall.
Yeah, you're like, that looks good. No graffiti, just a sticker. Don't worry. They're like, you graffitied? No, just a sticker. We're good. didn't paint it at all. In fact, you can peel it off if you want to, but just wait a little bit. Yeah, but that's dope. Yeah, like that's what I was thinking about doing. I'm thinking about getting like a logo on there. Do you guys have a logo? I could see you guys having a logo with like a buff guy.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
Yeah, so is mine. So is mine.
Yeah, right now we got some script just with the game's athletics. But
right. That's cool. Hey, as long as it's out there, get the name. You know,
we got that for now, and we're working on an official logo.
We got some good stuff coming out soon.
Okay. We really do. We got some
merch coming out,
bro.
Some
Should
merch.
We say it here? Should we say it now? Yeah, we got some merch coming out. We got a few things in the works.
Ooh,
we got a few things in the works. We got the logo in the works.
I'm gonna have to put it like right here, you know.
Hey, I mean,
let it just hang out
for sure.
I will too. I'll get some from you, and I'll start rocking it like this, like my Kakashi right here.
Yeah.
And be like, so go check it out, you know. Hey, and we'll be talking. I'll just be like this. The whole
time. Yeah, you just be like this on top. You know.
have like a light go across, you know, your guys' whole brand just the whole time. That'd be dope, huh? Against it. Everyone's like, what is that he's doing? I'd be like, don't worry about it. Gains. So, okay, let's talk about how people get in touch with you in order to get some gains.
Yeah, so we have our Instagram page, which is I think the main form of communication with I would say everybody. It's Gains Athletics PT.
Gains Athletics PT.
Yeah, so we got Gains Athletics PT on Instagram. So just shoot a direct message, what you're interested in, more info, whatnot, and then our personal pages as well. People who already follow us.
I will be posting it up for you guys just to let you know, so that you guys can go check it out. Go check it out on Facebook. It'll link you over to them. Also, I'll put it up on my Instagram. I don't really do much on Twitter, but maybe I could throw it up in the YouTube comments too. I'll throw it up down there. Yeah. Not in the comments, but in my little descriptions or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And we'll make it look
good.
Get
it out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. How many clients would you say you'd try to take on if you could a day? What's your max?
You want to start with this? You want to?
I mean, if we were like full-time day, I'd probably like 10.
Wow.
A day. If we're doing like just one-on-one sessions.
Yeah. How long is each session?
We run about an hour.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a long time. Don't get me wrong.
Hour. You get good work in an hour.
Oh my god. People don't understand. Like, really? Okay. I used to go to the gym like 4 or 5 hours a day. Don't get me wrong, it was my second home. I didn't want to be home, is why. But I'd go there and be there consistently all day, like working out, talking a little bit, but working out. And I've realized now that I used to go to the gym and just not talk to anybody. I was like, I don't want to talk to you guys. Like, leave me alone, And I'd work out in less than an hour, and I'd be like,
you still get a good workout.
Oh,
it's different, right?
And I was like, dude, I'm drained right now. Like, what is going on? And then I'd go do my cardio, and I was like, oh my god, like if I just don't talk to nobody and I just do my stuff, I was like, I can get stuff done real quick. I stopped working out with everybody now. I don't work out with anybody. I'm like, they're like, you want to go to the gym? I'm like, yeah. And then I just, I already went. I'm sorry, but that's funny. That's what I do, because it's like, there's only been one person that I could say has kept up with me while working out, and I hate to say this over on here because I know people will watch it, but there's only one person, and is my boy Dijon, and me and him will throw headphones on, won't say a word to each other the entire time we work out. We could be like, and we're like, yeah, okay, we know exactly what we're talking about. Like, no joke. Don't even say a word to each other. And we don't even take rest. We're just...
That's funny.
Just back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. And it's just, like, that's the only person that's ever been able to, like, keep up with what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so that's the only time I've ever had somebody come with me. Like, I don't.
I think that's ideal though sometimes, because like you said, like you could spend hours in there and think, oh yeah, I spent like 2 or 3 hours in the gym today.
Yes.
But realistically, it was like maybe just an hour of actual lifting.
Yeah,
and then the rest was maybe like
talking
and like catching up.
Yeah,
and that's cool too. Sometimes, I mean, that's always fun. Catching up with people at the gym that you meet and like friends that you have that go there. But again, like more so now for me, being that the gym is just right at the house.
Yeah.
It's just like...
And it makes it so much nicer.
I could go... Yeah, we could go at any time.
Yeah.
It's open 24/7 for us.
Really?
So
gym's open 24/7, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah. So if we want to go in there, we go in there and get it in. And,
yeah.
You know, it could be a little quick something, or, you know, it could be a full-on workout that we want to do.
And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I've noticed that, like, I've worked out at every time of day that you could possibly work out, you know? And... I've noticed that sometimes, like, either really late at night or really early in the mornings, I get my best workouts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it is. It's like my body's like, hey, you're supposed to be asleep. But it's like, hey, you're working out. Don't know what's going on. And I'll be so focused in, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I don't get it, but it's nice.
Yeah, I think it's the same for me too. Like, it's like that morning fresh air that you get in the morning. It's like, okay, it wakes you up. Okay, got my workout in, now I'm ready for the day. I'm ready to conquer the day. At the end of the day, it's like you got your meals in, so you feel a little bit stronger. You have that energy. All right, I'm gonna work out, shower, and sleep. You know,
sleep. Yes.
So you get that routine. Yeah.
What do you guys diet?
Yeah.
A lot.
I think more so for me now. More recently, I've gotten real strict on my diet. Mm-hmm. Before, I would typically diet and watch what I eat, but I would enjoy myself.
Yeah, of course,
on occasion.
Of course.
But I would always eat with the intent of it's going to help me out with my lifts.
Okay, so what would you? Someone comes into you, say they're 270, they want to get down to 200.
I think the main thing is just understanding what their diet is to begin with.
Okay.
Understanding them and what they do.
And I think too, like, because not everyone's, you know, doing it for like to be on a strict diet. Some people want to have that balance.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, I am, you know, it's like having that balance. Okay, make sure you are, you know, doing portions. You know,
start somewhere.
Yeah,
is what it is.
It's, you know, just having that balance, because not everyone's gonna be like, well, I still want to have my Chick-fil-A or, you know, whatever it is.
Of course.
And it's like, okay, well, you can still have that, but let's do some more cardio, let's do some more HIIT or whatever it is.
Right.
You know, have some balance that we can have a healthy lifestyle too.
Heck yeah. Okay, I like that. That's different, because you know how some people are like, no, you've got to sit here and only eat brown rice, egg whites,
right. And it doesn't work for
spinach.
everyone.
And I think that's that's like that trainer that's just like, they want you to get the results that they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And they don't take
you ain't lying.
They don't take into consideration, like, if an individual is coming to you, like you said with the example, like, their diet may be completely off from what they've ever done and what you're, like, aware of, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta, again, start them off slow, like you were saying, and, you know, don't make them jump headfirst into the water, because that's when they fall off. They're gonna be like, why am I doing this? I don't like this.
This is horrible. Like, it's torture.
Like, I'm gonna go get my Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy myself. Like, screw this.
Diet.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, big steak.
Yeah. So I think each person is different, and it's making those small changes incrementally that's gonna keep them consistent instead of going full all out right at the start.
As long as you're taking steps forward, is a big thing. Yeah. And that's like, that was something for me. I'm lying right now a little bit, but I got to 282 pounds. I've said this a couple times, but I got to 282 pounds during COVID. COVID was a fun time to eat, because nothing, you know, they're just cooking all the time. And I ended up going through a hard time, lost my job and stuff like that, and it set me on a path of, like, where I was inside emotionally, like, I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm done. Yeah. And so I stopped eating, like, just was like, I'm not gonna eat right now. And the only thing I would eat was, like, at night I'd have a piece of chicken about this size, you know, about the size of my hand, with about a handful of rice, and then maybe some veggies every once in a while. But I had to eat the veggies for the fiber, because I don't know if you've ever eaten like that. And that's like all I'd eat during the day. Maybe I'd have a protein shake or something like that, but that's it. And that shit used to back me up so much. I hated that. So I'd take fiber pills and all that good stuff, because you have to if you're going to do that. It was a life change, and all of a sudden my body's like, What you doing here? Like, I want some food.
It's not processing anything.
Yeah, like what is going on?
And I think that's what COVID did with everyone, you know? Like,
yes.
It affected everyone, like, in a different way, whether it was, like, mental health or, you know, being depressed or whatever it was, losing their jobs and everything. So I think it hit everyone different. And some people took it, you know what, I'm going to work out from home. I'm working from home. Let's work out from home. You know, everyone went either, you know, in a negative or in a positive way.
Well, and that was the thing is COVID, when they shut the gyms down, is I stopped going to the gym. And all of a sudden I was just like, I've got nothing to do, you know. Like I said, at first they'd taken me off of a job and then tried to fire me, saying that I wasn't, you know, showing up and stuff. But I was going, like, I was depressed for a while. And so I was like, you know what? I'm focusing on myself. And the minute that I made that life change of, I'm going to focus on just myself.
Yeah.
And I did. And I was like, I need to go to the gym again. Jumped headfirst into doing everything. I'd do 2-a-days. I was doing 2-a-days where I'd go do weightlifting and cardio in the morning. And then at night I'd go do like kickboxing or something like that. And I was just like, at the end of the day, and I'd be drinking like a couple pre-workouts and not, like I said, not eating. Right. That was like the worst thing I ever did in my life. I'd be throwing up by the end of the night, and I was throwing up all pre-workout. So it was just burned. Yeah, but it was cool. I got down to the lowest I got down to was about 196.
Okay.
So I dropped about 100 pounds. Yeah. You know, and when I got down there, my goal was 190. But when I got down there, I was like, you know what? I want to get down maybe like 185 or something like that. That'd be cool because I'm only like 5'11". Don't. I'm 6 foot. I mean, I'm 6 foot.
6 foot on a good day.
Yeah. I stand on my tippy toes a lot. but you know, so I want to be a little bit leaner. I found out that I don't want to be like this heavy guy, you know, anymore. And yeah, I want my knees to be good when I get old. That's what I really want. Yeah. I'm like, oh, so.
And it's harder once we get older. It's like, okay, let's focus now.
Right.
You know?
On longevity, right?
Yes. So do you guys go for, I guess it all depends on the person, but are there a lot of like heavy lifters that come to you guys and they're like, hey, like I want training on how to get, you know, the most out of my bench press or the most out of my
I think
deadlifts.
I think really it's the individuals who want guidance more so than the ones who are a little more experienced.
Yeah.
So with that, the clients that we take in, they're a little inexperienced. Like maybe they have a gym membership or have worked out in the past, but they need that extra push. They need more of a guidance. They need an actual program for them to work with because they might have trouble coming up with workouts and stuff like that. So for me, and I think I can speak for both of us, I think those are like the majority of our clients. And as far as that goes, I think we kind of are going to be making tailored programs for those individuals who want to like increase bench press or increase squat or increase glutes. You know what I mean? Glute size.
The YouTube. She already said she could do all the producing for you.
Yeah, so we're going to be making programs like that to where, cool. You know, we just, you know, we send them out, and if you want to follow it for like a 4-week plan.
Because, you know, okay, something that I would like is basically body weight workouts, a lot of body weight workouts, you know, because no matter even if I do got a gym set up a little bit outside, it's always nice to, if I'm in here with my son or something, I could just do like certain push-ups, like maybe you want me way out here doing a push-up, you know, and like focusing on some, you know, just some stuff like that, or a good maybe body workout, like you're telling people, hey, just jump right here and do some back, or, you know, that'd be cool. I'd definitely pay attention to some stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think too, again, with that, that's kind of like the goal too, minimal equipment workouts are like the way people want to go, because they may not want the gym membership and they might not want to get equipment, so doing things from home with minimal stuff, like if they have it around the house, even if it's got some weight and resistance, you could use it, you know, maybe just get a band, you know, a band can do a lot of things for you. And I think she opened my eyes more to using bands. Because typically I wouldn't use them.
Bands and body weight and everything.
Bands and body weight. I think cause she did a lot of that stuff and it helped her progress. And as I've incorporated that in my training, I've seen like a lot of progression with mobility, strength in areas that I just wasn't aware I was lacking, and just overall form in general. So I think minimal is honestly a way to go for everybody because anybody can do it.
Well, and like we were talking about earlier, like being expensive wise. Like gym stuff or equipment, workout equipment is expensive. Like, and the way my friend broke it down to me is like, you got to think about it. Like, that stuff's never going to fade away though. You know, like that's like iron out there that you're never, you could sell, even if it rusts, it's still weight. Like you could just throw it on a bar still. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not like it's going anywhere.
No. Yeah, it's not decreasing in value. Yeah, you know, like you could use it pretty much your whole entire life and pass it on, and then pass it on again. So like it's the investment. You know, we talked a little bit about it's the investment, not only in the equipment but in yourself. You know, like you're gonna be using it. Or you're going to be using it as a coat rack or something.
Yeah,
but
something.
You're paying for it.
Yeah.
You might as well use it.
You might as well put something there, you know?
You might as well use it.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to last you a long time. And I think that's where the actual, like, expensiveness comes in. Like, what you're willing to spend and what you're actually going to do and use it for.
Yeah, and that's what's up. That's what's cool about it. And that's why, like, I spent my money onto it is because I was like, again, like, this is something I'm not going to get rid of. I was tired of driving to the gym. I don't know about you guys, but driving for me is now to the gym. I calculated it out, and for me and my fiance to drive to the gym was about $90 a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
And especially with gas prices right now.
Yeah, and that's without paying for the gym membership. Okay. So $90 a month just to drive there. So if I drove and she drove, because, you know, don't get me wrong, but we got the baby, so we can't both go at the same time. They don't got babysitting in there, so that's how it would have to be. And I was like, I'm wasting $90 a month. I mean, don't get me wrong, but at that price, I could go down to the gym that's right down the street, but it has a higher price for, you know, the membership. And I was like, we are canceling that. I was like, I'm not going down there. Yeah. And so I threw a couple saved up bucks at this stuff, and I was like, okay, cool. And she was down for it too, because my stepdaughter works out here a lot now too, which is cool. Yeah. I'm cool with that, and you know, and it just helps. It's a nice little bench press and all that. And I'm like,
yeah, and like for me too, like that was my drive for me. Like, you know, before we started our business, I just had a squat rack and a bench, like a few other things, and it's like I have 2 little ones, so it's like, okay, you know, it makes it easy to just do it from home, you know, along with like being able to save money, because I'm like, okay, well, I can just check on my kids and get my workout in, you know, and or have them there.
You're like, let me go get some water real quick. Everybody good? All right, I'm good. Let's go, you know? Yeah.
And it's fun.
Like, it's like cold water in the fridge all the time when you're ready for it. Like,
you know, the convenience of your own restroom.
Yes. Oh my god. You're not like sitting there like, oh man, I gotta take a poop. I'm at the gym restroom. You know, all that stuff dirty. Ooh, all that stuff's dirty too. There's been times I had to do it. You know what I mean? I put 2 seat covers down. I do every time. I put 2 seat covers down. I don't know about you guys. And if they don't got seat covers, I make a double layer of toilet paper.
Man, you have to. You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah. I'm. When I was younger, and I only broke this trend probably less than 10 years ago. It's probably been about like 7 years that I broke this trend. But I would hold it until I got home. Like, I don't care. Yeah. Maybe to like a familiar restroom, but I don't care if it was 7 hours. I'm not going anywhere. And I'd be like, that's dirty. We ain't going nowhere. If we were out of town, like, I'd hardly go in hotel restrooms and stuff like that. Because
I can't.
Too many. Yeah, it's just.
I'm like, I'll
too many butt cheeks have been on there and stuff. And I'm just like,
That's why we just had this conversation. You know, when we went to San Francisco, and I was like, I can't sit on the toilet. I'm like, I'll squat. I'll put toilet paper over, but I won't sit down on it.
Because think about it. And then, don't get me wrong, but. Okay, for men, a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't pick up no damn toilet seat. I'm not gonna go, here.
Yeah.
You know, like, no, I'm just like, I'm going. You know, if it gets on the toilet seat, it gets on the toilet seat. You know, screw it. And so, I don't know, especially when we're drunk. Don't ask a man to pee in the toilet when he's drunk. He gonna miss every time. He gonna be, I get it, watch.
Everywhere but the toilet.
Shoot. Did I get it? No, you got it in the sink. How'd you get it in the sink? It's across the other side. You know, like, oh yeah, I'm good at that. But yeah, so I never used to go in public restrooms. Bring it back to what we were talking about. My bad. Public restrooms. But you know, that was my thing. My mom and dad. I remember I used to drag my parents out of like restaurants and I'd be like, take me home now. And they were like, no. And I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta go.
I gotta go so bad.
Yes. And I remember one time we were at this restaurant, or we were out somewhere. Me and my mom were doing something downtown. And I was like, Mom, can we go home? I was like, I really got to use the restroom. She's like, no. She's like, we just got out here. I'm not driving you back home. I'm like, I really got to go to the restroom. And she's like, no. So I went and I caught the bus all the way home.
All the way home.
All the way. And then I still had to walk. So, but I caught it and I went home and I used the restroom. She called me up like, where are you at? I was like, I'm at home. She's like, you went home? And I was like, yes. That's what happened. I wasn't going to stay there. I don't use the restrooms.
I don't use those.
No.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That's how it was. So, okay, you were talking about being a Raiders fan. I just want to hit you on this real quick. But I just want, because I get excited. I don't know if you guys could tell, but about who I'm a fan of. But
I mean,
nobody on here's ever heard what I say about the Saints. But
all right, Saints had some. Had some stuff going.
Yeah,
Drew Brees. Ever since Drew Brees gone, what have they been doing?
Okay, so we lost our big thing is we lost our head coach this year. Okay, but Jameis Winston, people are hating on him. But last year, you got to think about it. He had 14 touchdowns compared to 2 interceptions. He was on pace to do something great. And then people are like, oh, yeah, well, in the game. I heard this earlier, and I hated this. He's like, oh, in the game against Tampa Bay, they had 36 points, but he threw for this. He got injured in, I think the second quarter.
Yeah.
Come on. Give the man a break. He threw for 2 quarters, and you're going to be like, yeah, he only threw this much. I was like, come on, man. So people be hating. I think Jameis Winston's going to come out and do good. We just got Chris Olave in the draft, number 11. Plus, we picked up Jarvis Landry. I'm very happy.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
And Tyrann Mathieu. I think everyone says Matthew, but I don't know necessarily how you say it. Mathieu. It's like
M-A-T.
It's like M-A-T-H-I-E-U.
I thought it was Matthew.
Well, I don't know. Whatever one. Yeah, either or.
Either or.
However you pronounce it.
You can pronounce it however you want.
Yeah. It's tomato, potato.
Exactly. It's one of those words.
Yeah. That's how we treat it. It's like if you say race car, you spell it backwards. Okay? But we picked him up. But anyways, okay, what I wanted to say is Devontae Adams and Derek Carr is probably one of my favorite things that has happened this offseason. You know what I mean?
I think it's going to be one of the highlights going into the season. Most talked about duo, I think. Quarterback receiver duo.
I'm so excited about that. You don't understand. This year, I'm not a Raider fan. Okay? Never have been. In fact, I used to talk crap to my boy about the Raiders. He'd always talk crap to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dang, what have you guys done lately? And stuff like that. Anyway, I am so excited to see what they do this year.
Dude, honestly.
I don't know why.
I think
I do know why.
If you're just a football fan in general, you love seeing good players play well.
Yeah, I do.
You love seeing them on a team that they can actually perform at their full capabilities. And I think the fact that they were from Fresno State together.
Yes.
They're
California boys. And then
they basically essentially have that connection going right back into now their pro career. Finally.
Well, okay, look at Burrow and what's his name? Jamar Chase.
Look at them, bro. They're picked right up from college.
Oh my God, they're balling. And it's like, that looks good. That's what I want to see them do.
Hopefully that's what we can do. That connection comes right back. I think it will, because now you got these seasoned vets. They know each other. They're at a different level.
And you got Waller. So
you got Waller at freaking tight end.
They're not just going to double coverage Devontae Adams every time, because without that, she's over here like, yeah. But without that, you can't double coverage Waller and him all the time. Plus, Hunter Renfrow was looking pretty good. I'm sorry.
The slot, man.
And I think people underestimate Derek Carr. I know I'm saying that right now, and people are probably like, who's this guy?
No,
but
dude,
they do.
I feel like they do, because
100%.
Who has been his number one receiver? Where's his consistency been? Every time he has someone that's about to shine, something happens.
They're gone.
They trade him, or they get in trouble and they're off the team. But I don't think he's had a consistent number one, aside from tight end, but consistent number one receiver.
That's what I'm saying.
His whole career.
Finally, he's got his back.
He's got his boy, bro. I feel like that's gonna be fun to watch. And honestly, I hope they take it to what everyone's expecting it to be.
And I think we play you guys this year, if I remember right.
I think I saw you guys on the schedule
in Las Vegas, maybe, or if it's in New Orleans. But anyway, sorry for the loss for you guys. But
no, we'll see. I gotta double check to see when that week is. We're gonna be talking all kinds of trash.
Yeah, I know. Huh? Hitting me up like, "Well, you ready for this? You see how we've been playing."
I'm gonna highlight that injury report.
Yeah. I'm like,
look who's
hey,
out
man.
for you, bro.
Your whole team's gone. Yeah, at least they should be playing trash. And I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a good time though.
Yeah.
You guys got a hard division this year.
Oh, bro, we do.
It's gonna be fun. I'm so excited for your guys' division now. Finally, the AFC is picking up though.
AFC West, baby.
Yeah,
it's looking good.
Yeah. You guys gonna put that in your gym? A whole bunch of AFC stuff
we're actually we're trying to customize it.
No. What's your team?
No, but hey, she
I don't
have
have
one.
one.
No, okay, that's cool.
We're trying to like personalize a little bit and stuff like that.
She's like, oh yeah, well, since you like I'm a Chargers fan.
I want to put some flags up and whatnot, you know.
What if she puts a Chargers thing up there? Or what if she puts a Kansas City Chiefs?
My kids like Eagles.
The
It's
Eagles.
not gonna be up there long.
I think the Eagles might beat the. She's a Cowboys fan. But I think the Eagles might beat the Cowboys this year and take over the reign for their division.
So?
I can't say that too loud because if she hears me, she's gonna be like, because she loves the Cowboys. She hates that I put this out here. But no, I give her her props. Her team did good last year, but that's like one of the teams this year that I feel like didn't upgrade.
Pick up too many players.
Yeah, them like the 49ers did the same kind of thing. Like they might have picked up like one person, but they didn't like. You didn't hear like big things happen. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
they didn't get any big playmakers.
They didn't elevate. I feel like they just stayed the same or they got worse. You know, and it's like you're in a league that evolves consistently, and you've got to stay upgrading. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Devontae Adams, man, going to the freaking Raiders.
I'm excited.
In fact, just because of that trade, I followed the Raiders and Devontae Adams and stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
Just because it happened.
Yeah, dude.
You want to make sure you stay up to date.
Yes, I do. Because like I said, I'm excited to bring them back together. Those are the California boys and Derek Carr coming from Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. Yeah, we're gonna go watch it in your gym.
Hey, we'll get a TV in there real soon.
I got an extra TV for you.
Hey, we'll knock on the ball real quick.
Yeah,
Sunday workouts will be a little different.
Right.
Yep.
Patrick, get on your set. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Touchdown!
Yes.
So I'm not gonna lie. I used to go to the gym, and on Sundays I'd sit there and stream it on my phone, and so I'd be sitting there like, "The hell you doing?" People looking at me in the gym. They're like, "What is he talking about?" I'm like, "Come on, man. You gotta make that pass. Come on." You know what I mean?
He's like, he's not training anyone. What's going on?
Yeah, for real. They're like, "What? Who is he yelling at? He's looking down. Is this guy psycho or something?" I'm just gonna leave him alone. Everyone clears the gym and stuff. They're like, "This guy's weird." No. But I'd sit there and yell, and it's not even my team. It'd be like the Green Bay Packers because I had Devontae Adams on my fantasy league. I'd be like, "Rodgers, he's wide open!" Or I'd be on the treadmill. "What kind of throw was that?" And people, I'd be like, "Oh, my bad. Like, he must be a fan." I'm like, "It's not even my team. It's not my team." Yeah, I just enjoy watching it because it's like anything. Crazy things happen all the time, and next thing you know, you're like, "Did they just really do that?" I'm like, okay, or it's like, did they just stop him? And, it's like, yeah, I don't know. But how far do you think your team's gonna make it this year?
Dude, if we don't make it to the playoffs, then it's a bust. Honestly, I think they got to make it past.
If I remember right,
they got to make it past the divisional.
If I remember right, in one of my Facebook posts, I did a tally, and I said which AFC West team do you think is gonna win? And don't get me wrong, you're gonna hate that I say this, but I think it's gonna go Kansas City, and I think I put you guys second, and then. Or it was the Broncos. It was either you guys or the Broncos because Russell Wilson's going to do good this year. I'm sorry. He's so excited. He's way too excited. Yeah. But I think San Diego's going to be last. I don't think they're going to do as good as they think they are. Everybody on their team's getting old. They're all in their 10th or 11th season. Think about it. These wide receivers are 38 years old, and you know what I mean. It's like, God dang, you getting up there, you know. Like,
right.
Don't get me wrong, but even past 30 for wide receivers is hard because of how quick the game is and how, like, again, how much it's evolving.
Yep.
But would you guys ever train for sports? Ooh.
Hey.
That's something that I have mentioned to him.
Yeah, that's something that I think we definitely want to do.
That's cool. What sports would you train for, though? Like, because I know there's different regimens, like, for different muscle groups and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So which ones would be more, like, right now, if you were to say, like, hey, I got a little bit of knowledge toward it?
I think for myself personally, sport specific for, like, probably football, wrestling, and baseball.
Nice.
Yeah, so those right off the bat, I'm sure I have a good base of knowledge that I could do it.
Yep.
Probably not for
a lot of
more
hits.
elite athletes, like probably not college level.
Yeah.
But definitely I could do some high school, middle school stuff.
Cool. That'd be
that's right where I was kind of thinking when we talked about it a little bit. I was like,
you know, kids.
Yeah, kids for sure. Junior high level, right when they're getting into Pee Wee League, even in elementary school, like.
Because when they're building up too, especially now, like you have to have some type of advantage because everyone has one.
Yeah.
And if you're not training for what you want to do, then what are you doing? Right. You know what I mean? And you're already falling behind, you know? So that's why I feel like in I don't know, I don't lift heavy ever anymore. You're like, why not? You know? But I don't like to, because I used to lift really heavy all the time. I ended up benching like 3 plates and 25 at one point, and I thought I was cool because I could make the bar bend, you know. And I'm like, you saw the bar bending when I'm holding it, you know. That's what I thought was cool. And I got to the point where I was just like so big that I couldn't even put my arms down. I felt like, and I was always walking like this, or I couldn't really turn around, and I was like, and I could have stretched, I guess, more, but I didn't.
I could have, right?
Yeah, but I didn't like that big feeling. And even I could say now that I don't stretch as much as I should. I got into stretching majorly. Do you guys stretch a lot?
I do, yeah.
And oh my God, stretching is godly.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like to incorporate yoga.
Stretching has a lot of benefits.
I actually got a friend that teaches yoga.
Oh, really?
He's very. I was talking about him. Trey, but Madrone. His name's Madrone now, but he teaches yoga out by like Hart Park.
Oh, nice.
But I want to get into yoga again because stretching used to help me with like meditation and.
Oh yeah.
And I felt limber. I used to
be
be able to like touch my head down to my knees and stuff. I was like, look at this shit. I'm stretched. I'm flexible, and I was. You know what I mean? I'd get like have you ever got one of those pull bars in the like where you put your feet in them and you pull back as far as you want to go, and it spreads.
I don't know if I've.
No,
it's I don't know if I've seen that.
Yeah, it's like it basically makes you do like the splits, and it helps you start. Because don't get me wrong, kickboxing and doing stuff like that, you need to open your hips.
Yeah.
Because if you don't open your hips, you're not gonna kick. You can't get higher. And dang, my nose is itching. Sorry, but opening the hips was like one of the hardest things. And when you're sitting here just pulling back and leaning, and your legs are just, and you're like, I mean, it hurts, you know. But at the end of the day, it just feels so good. Like I try to tell people to stretch, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you know, like that's not gonna help me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
It prevents injuries for sure. Yeah.
Not only that, but it like fixes them.
Mm-hmm.
It increases like your range of
motion,
mobility, balance.
Oh yeah.
Like imagine not stretching and trying to like catch yourself, like if you trip or something. Chances are you're gonna fall, but if you got like that flexibility and like you've stretched, you feel like mobile.
Or like you catch and then it just pulls back. People aren't, you know, used to stretching like that, and like, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, you know. And yeah,
stretching is good, bro.
Stretching is amazing. I feel like stretching is amazing.
Yeah.
And think about for wrestling. Stretching is a major thing, because if you're trying to shoot or something like that, you know, you can't just be like, ooh.
Yeah, your body has to move in certain angles. You gotta find certain points. And if you're not flexible
slither
enough,
through and get down there, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very. stretch, everybody.
For sure.
If you can, it doesn't. I used to stretch for like an hour, but stretch 5 minutes, 10 minutes, at least get something done. You know, that's what I would say. That's what I'd advise. I'm not gonna say do it because I can't tell you what to do, but I'd advise. And my personal trainers here advise.
Definitely do your stretching. Yeah. Definitely do your stretching. A recommendation, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, what's the price ranges? Like, do you guys do stuff like that, like monthly payments? Do you guys do?
Yeah, so we have kind of monthly plans that we have going on for the private training. So depending on how many days a week you want to come in.
Yeah.
So you know you can come 2 days a week, and we have set prices for that. Typically, like for a month, like let's say if you want to come in 4 days a week, it's right around like $100 a week.
Well, that's not bad though.
It's not too bad, but you're coming in.
But that's 4 days a week. Yeah.
That comes with your personalized program,
meal
nutrition.
plans.
And then you have access to our app with all the workouts.
Oh.
And then like almost 24/7 like communication with us.
Wow.
So if you have questions or concerns about anything, you just shoot us a text or a message on the app.
That's actually really cool.
And we get right back to you, you know, when we see it.
And you guys can download the app on iOS, Android, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the cool thing too is like we're able to, you know, put the workout and then attach a video. Like here's a how-to demo.
Yeah.
That's really, and you put it on the app.
Yep.
What? Okay, I'm gonna download the app. I'll put the app on.
Put the app on there. So
on everything too. Let's get it all out there.
Yeah.
Because that's dope. What's the app called?
True Coach.
It's True Coach.
True
yes.
Coach. Okay.
True Coach.
Okay. So is it your guys' personal app?
So it's not our personal app. That's something that we are, you know, wanting to work on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna. But that's. I'm not gonna lie. That's hard.
Yeah, it is.
That's very hard. I've talked to people about that. They're like, yeah, it takes like 3 years, and I'm like, what? You can't do it by tomorrow. You can do that by next week or something. You know, like,
real quick.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. But no, you're right. That takes a long time. So okay, so select coach. You go in. Do you guys have to type something in or?
I think right initially you could just download it right off the bat, and then you just create your own account, and then the coach side we send an email.
Okay.
And then you'll get that notification to
it's like
register.
A link.
Yep, it's like a link. You register to us.
They make stuff so easy.
Yeah, so it's super convenient and easy. Once you get that link and email, then we basically are your coach, and you can see everything that we post for you.
And then do you guys, okay, so does, how do I want to put this? Do you guys have like branding that you guys are like helping? Does anybody like say, hey, you know, use our brands around? Like, do you guys have any sponsors that kind of are pushing toward what's going on?
So for our boot camp, actually, we had Prime Sports Nutrition, who was
That's
able
actually
to be,
huge.
Yeah, so we had Ralph and, you know, Adriana that were there, and
That's cool.
They were there at our boot camp, you know, providing like what they like the supplements that they do and everything. So that was nice, you know, for them
really
to do
cool.
there, but really involved with the community. So we really appreciated them being out there for us. Yeah,
That's cool. Because don't get me wrong, but it's early. Again, this is stuff that I didn't expect you guys to have necessarily yet, but it's cool because it's like, again, you've only been really out for a month, but have planned for 6. That's a short period of time. If people don't know, like, that's really short, you know, and to have all that done, like you guys said, okay, so the 6 months of planning and stuff like that, what were you guys, was it mostly getting the equipment or finding out like, hey, this is how our business plan is, or what was like the hardest part, you would say?
I think the challenging part was getting the equipment and getting it all set up, because initially it was a garage, so you know we had to make room for everything, which meant we had to take everything
couldn't just
out.
blow it out like you guys.
We couldn't just clean it. It had a lot of stuff we had to take out and find storage for. But I think the hardest part was just the initial clean out and then getting all the equipment in and built in the way that we wanted it to be, and that was tedious. Because, you know, we got the mirrors on the wall, you know, we got all the equipment that needs to be built. We got to wait on some equipment. We got to kind of do the research on what equipment's most affordable.
You got all the stuff from a gym. Like, you've got it all.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked, like I said, I've only necessarily seen the videos. I check it out all the time as much as I can.
Yeah.
And it looks super legit. At first, I was like, where are they? I was like, oh, that's their garage.
Yeah.
Oh, god dang. Okay. Because it looks so great in there. The floor looks good. Like I said, I saw you blowing it out. I was like, oh, okay. Hey. Because I thought about getting me one of those, and I was like, okay, he one step ahead of me already. Dang. You know, I even put some of the floor mats down like that. So, you know, it's cool. But no, it looks great in there. And
we had like the neon light and everything.
Yes.
You know,
okay.
In there
yeah, you guys had it blue in there at one point or something like that, right? And I was like, oh my goodness.
On the top edge of the wall.
Well, see, and I like that because, like, don't get me wrong, but working out in bright light doesn't always feel good to me.
Right.
Like, I like having a, like, you know, like maybe a darker setting sometimes because, I don't know, sometimes my eyes get sensitive. Plus, I don't always like looking exactly at, like, myself in the mirror. I like, well, because don't get me wrong, like, I could be like, oh, yeah, look at that muscle move, you know? But all I want to see is, like, hey, is my arm moving the right way? You know? Am I, when I'm curling, am I bringing my elbows forward at all? Or, you know, when I'm coming down from here, am I still bringing them forward but pulling them back? Or, you know, stuff like that. And I just, like, I want to make sure 100% that I'm doing it right, you know? And looking at I'm about to. But, you know, so I don't always want to just look at myself. Plus, sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I body shame myself a lot, probably more than I should.
I feel like that's everywhere. We're our worst critics. Like,
you know. Like, I'll look at myself, oh, dang, you looking fat today. Patrick. Got it. And I'll be trying to pull my shirt out like this and hold on to it a little bit. People are looking at me. Every time I'm like, dang, somebody's looking at my stomach right now. Or I'll say some stuff like that to myself. So I just, like, I don't like looking at myself too much. You know, I'm like, don't look at yourself. So.
And I always tell like my clients, okay, let's change the verbiage. You know,
yeah.
Let's manifest it into a positive thing. Okay, you know, I don't like this. You know what? I can't wait to feel stronger. You know, versus like, man, I want to work out because I feel so weak. No. Let's change it. Let's say, you know, I'm doing this because I want to feel stronger. I want to be healthier. I want to be able to do this. You know, like little things like, oh, you know, grandma, like she wants to be able to pick up her kids or, you know, the grandchildren, you know, just for whatever reason that they want to be in there for.
Yep.
Just like, let's change the verbiage. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. So you guys are going whole positive minds. But see, okay, that's even, positive mindsets are the way to go with this whole thing. It's, if you're in the business you're in, you've got to realize that people are, you know, one, they're not wanting to do this stuff all the time.
No,
and if you can change their whole mindset to where they want to be there, of course they're going to come back.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way to be. And I like that way to think.
Yeah, it's like that passion, you know.
Yeah.
Like you said, you know, you really have to have the passion to help people and like really want to make a change, whether it's like you're gonna do a competition, like, well, for that you have to have a strict diet, but you know, this is gonna be a lifestyle, so let's change it, you know, like he said, like slowly but surely, you know, get there. It's like small changes.
Well, okay, do you guys get the people in that are like, I want this to happen tomorrow?
I feel like a lot of people who aren't aware of like what it is to actually train, they just don't understand that it's not going to happen that way. They see something, maybe an advertisement or something about, you know, get super lean in 4 weeks. and then you're like, well, I mean, it might not be that easy. You know, you got to go through the basics first. You got to have an understanding of your body.
Go ahead and go keto 100%. Don't eat any more carbs. past 12 o'clock, don't eat no carbs. They're like, okay, I'll try that. And then they do it for a day, and it's like, I'm done.
It's one of those things where it's like, if your mind is wanting the result super fast, most likely you'll fall off. You'll fall off for sure. You got to have the understanding it's going to take some time to like progress to the goal you want, and then your goal will most likely change. If you're willing to put the time in, your goal's probably going to change. It's not going to be like you want to be the leanest, strongest person anymore.
Exactly.
It might just be like, dang, I noticed like I look better and clothes fits better. I noticed that I could walk up the stairs, you know, a little easier. Things
not
like
out
that.
Of breath, and
it changes people's mindset, I think, and when they understand that it's not all about vanity, which a lot of the times it kind of is. Like we want to look good, but also the main thing is like we want to feel good, not just physically, like, but mentally.
Yes.
We want to be able to wake up and be like, okay, I'm going to work out because it makes me feel good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like I feel like that's where we get the passion from. Like for me, like I want to be able to mirror what I feel when I go to the gym to my clients, you know, make them feel good. Because for me, like the gym was my outlet, and I feel like that's a lot for everyone. So it's like, okay, you know, I ended up having a passion for this. Like, I want to reflect that on you, and I want you to love it. I want you to feel good when you're in here.
Right.
You know, because it's your time.
Yeah.
It's your time to feel good, feel strong.
Yes.
You know, feel better.
Right.
Yeah, so I feel like
that's cool.
Yeah.
See, and that's great because there, like you said earlier, there's not a lot of people out there that are going to be like, hey, let me help you. Let's get you help. Let's not, you know, they're like, hey, I want you to look like this. This is what you're going to try to look like. This is what I want you to look like. Here, have fun. You know, but when you're actually like, yeah, let's help you out. So I see how you guys do that, but can you guys take me through? I come in for the first day. You guys don't even know who I am. I'm like, hey, I want some training. I want to come 2 times a week. You know, I come in for the first day. What are we doing?
Definitely an assessment for sure. You know, to get a feel for like, what is it like? What's your strength? You know, what are the weaknesses? Like, what are the areas? Not so much weaknesses, but what are the areas that you're gonna need more help in, more focus on? So we definitely go through like a full body workout, body weights, you know, like body
Get it
weight.
all going,
yeah, and see where you're at.
Yeah.
And once we see that, then we're like, okay, so then let's add it. Let's add it. Yeah, let's add the dumbbell. Let's add this. Let's add some, you know, weight to it.
Yeah.
So just really like getting that personality and getting that feel for that person. You know, see, because not always, you know, this personal trainer is going to be the best fit for you.
Yes.
You know, maybe you don't click with this person. Okay, well, let's look for another personal trainer. You know, whatever it is, we want to be genuine and we want to be able to, like, make them feel comfortable.
Again, help the person out.
Exactly.
To the full extent. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, again, that's why I say, like, when there's people that want to do this passionately, and it shows. It 100% shows. And it shows that you guys are like, yeah, I'm super excited about this. You guys can't stop smiling about it. You know, like, it just shows. It just shows with the love. And so, okay, so if I was to come in and say, hey, I want to work on speed and upper body strength, have you had people come in and just, like, they know what they want? Or, like, for instance, I know you guys said the sports, so you guys got to be ready for the parents to come in, like, he needs to work on arm strength.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, we'll work on both arms.
This is both arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, we haven't dove too much into like the sport specific programs that we have, but the background from at least my education, I have all the tools necessary to come up with programs for different ages.
Yeah.
So it's just having those individuals that want the training, you know, bring them in, and we could definitely come up with a plan tailored directly to them, whether it be they want it just for their sport or they want it for their position in their sport.
Yeah.
And we kind of tailor it to their age as well. So, I mean, if they're coming in here and they want to be faster because they're like a running back or a wide receiver or something like that, or a corner, like, we'll have drills ready to go for them. They'll do footwork. We'll do all that. We'll do, like, ball handling skills. We'll do kind of like hand-eye coordination skills. Things like that. And along with a lot of core training, because, I mean, they're turning on a dime. Like, if they're DBs, they're turning on a dime. They got to swivel their hips, right? If they're opening up or if they're closing them, you know what I mean? Like, that could be the biggest difference in if they can stick with the wide receiver or if they're going to get burnt every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that stuff. And then it leads back to stretching. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kids, you're going to start at a young
stretching.
age.
Start stretching.
Start stretching. But, yeah, like we were talking about, the sport-specific stuff, it's definitely in the works. It's coming out. And, again, it's definitely something we want to push to.
Yeah. Of course. Well, because, I mean, again, that's a major thing. And, you know, helping them grow and become better, you know what I mean, is always going to be a way to help out for future, you know, help out the future. And there's going to be a lot. Think about it. Bakersfield is growing 100%. Here soon, we're going to be touching Shafter. I mean, we already got homes in Shafter considered, you know. So then I feel like we'll be at Delano. We'll be touching Tahone outlets here soon enough. You know what I mean? Like, this city's only getting bigger, and you guys are in a spot where it's now like, yeah, let's build out while it's building. So it's cool. It's perfect. I mean, there's only more kids. I mean, my son's gonna grow up, and then I'll be like, yo.
He's already wearing the gear, man. We're gonna get the little kid clothes. He could be rocking them already.
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna be like, here, got some merch for you. Go work out. So,
yeah, and that's what gets me excited too. Like, that's what gets us excited. You know, my daughter and my son, like, they love being in there. Since as soon as, you know, she was 2, like, she was in there working out with me. And she gets excited, Mom, I want to work out with you. I want to do this with you. Or like my son, I don't know if you saw the picture that he had posted where he's like so focused on like squeezing
flexing,
his he's like so like he's just squeezing.
They just having fun with mom and dad.
And it's like, you know, okay, I really, you know, that's the part that drives me, you know, and it's right, you know, like, it starts with the little ones, and that's what, you know, that's what we want to do. And like right now, what we're doing, you know, because we're so new, it's like we are doing like free assessments or like the first free session. So like if people want to like come, you know, and check it out, and you know, they're aware that the first session's for free, you know, and then that way they can get a feel for it, and then from there it's like, okay, you know what,
see if they like it,
exactly,
see if they don't, and it makes it work out perfect. I mean, that's cool. So you guys have let's say you guys have a full schedule. When do you guys work out? Is it early morning workouts mostly, or is it late nights for you guys, or are you guys offsetted?
I think for me, I've done a little bit of both, early morning and kind of evening. Mm-hmm. I think more so these days, evening is better for me just because, like we kind of talked about before, like being all carved up and you have food in your system. And you're just like ready. Where my evening sessions have been really nice. But if I'm trying to be efficient, just get it done in the morning, then I'll do that. But
yeah, I feel you. I had this question in my head. Now I'm going to think about it really hard. Give me 5 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do it. But okay, so you work out in the afternoons. You guys work out together a lot of times?
Not a lot. I think it just depends on our schedules.
Yeah. do you guys have jobs other than the personal training?
Yeah, so I work full time plus I have my other business on the side.
Okay.
So it's like, plus my kids, and so it's like, okay, trying to get everything into
job.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
So what's the other business?
So it's body sculpting. Body sculpting. I also do like teeth whitening.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I do
wow.
That. Yeah, so
and then do you work too?
So the thing is, I was working as a sub and then a full-time middle school teacher.
Yes.
And then at that point, we kind of talked about, but it was like, I don't want to be working for someone anymore, man. Because like my passion was in this fitness thing.
Yeah.
And so really within like a week or so of thinking about it, I'm like, man, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to quit my job today. Yep. Literally, like I talked to my principal and vice principal. I was like, this really wasn't something I planned on doing, as a career. So it's not making me happy.
Yeah.
And right then and there, man, I told them the end of the week's going to be my last day. And I just called it, bro. I called it quits. They were understanding too, because they knew like it was tough. It was a tough spot to be in as a middle school teacher. And they were very understanding, which I was very grateful for. But since then, bro, I've just been working on the business itself and just working on, bettering my own programs and myself as far as my training goes, so I can have a better understanding when I input and implement things for other people, which is a big part of it because it comes with, I have background with the schooling, but there's a lot of new stuff. You got to constantly be up on like the research and the workouts and making people better, like you said, because everyone always wants a leg up. And it's almost like, what can you do for me that's going to help me, get a leg up, whether it be for sports or just overall wellness. And I think it's really a never-ending type of job. You're always learning when it comes to it.
That's the cool thing is like forever there is going to be something to learn. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whether or not like you find a way to focus on a muscle more or you find a way to make somebody faster. I mean, think about how long has it been since those bands came out? It's not, it's not been, it's been a long time, but it's not been that long. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like weights have been around forever and then all of a sudden they finally come out with these bands. You know what I mean? And people are like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like, don't get me wrong, I'd never get one of these, but the whole door frame pull-up bars, you got to be like only like 97 pounds to use those things.
Or it's when you pull that thing off for
sure. I've seen that happen way too many times. Oh my god. No, if I'm gonna get a pull-up bar, I'm bolting one into the wall. I'm not taking no risks. Cause that have you ever like watched just workout fails?
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of the guys trying to do heavy deadlift or squats,
and
it just goes so bad.
Some of them, I'm just like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Oh man. Or okay, the one I always show people, and this one, oh my god, it makes me cringe every single time. And I'll tell you right now, I never go full extension on anything. I don't care what it is. But is always watching the people do leg press that fully extend and watch them fold backwards.
Their knees hyperextend.
Where they're like this and it's and you're just like,
yeah.
I turn those ones off. I can't.
Those are nasty. I feel those ones.
Yeah, those ones hurt because I'm like, you're never walking again. Like for real. That's
the worst.
And I always think about, because you know how they cut the videos off, like right away, but I always think about, like, how long did it take you to get the person out of there? And when you did
what was up with their leg?
God dang.
It was just hanging there.
Yeah, because think about it. That's all just torn. Oh my God. Making my knees hurt.
Videos. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, it's making my knees hurt.
I mean, there's some lighter videos too. Like when you have those like comedic ones.
Where
you have
just like drop them.
Where you have people hanging from like lap pull downs, like Spider-Man or something. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, they're all
hanging. Put their feet up. They're hanging upside down.
Those ones are cool.
Those are funny. Those are fun
I'll
to
watch
watch.
those.
I'll watch those. Good laugh for sure.
Yeah, or the guy that was like pulling them down and you like fly up.
yeah.
And you're just like, oh my god,
all sorts of crazy things.
Now I'm getting hot. See, this way I can't bump it off anyway. Just hope everybody doesn't see my hair, right? No, but man, I'm getting comfy, huh? All right, hold on. I was getting way too. I was like, man, I'm way too comfy looking. I'll put my arm up and everything. I'm like not doing that right now. So that's cool, man. I'm glad you guys have started this business. How many are you guys getting like a full schedule almost right now, or the clientele has just started kind of?
I think, since we had our first kickoff boot camp and since we've been posting a lot about it, I think we've gotten a lot of like the inquiries,
nice.
Like what's it about, what's the pricing, all this stuff like that. And we have a few clients that have been set. And I think more so it's just getting that full schedule built and taking that full step, getting people to buy in and see that, it's the real deal.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely doing the right thing, especially since, I mean, don't get me wrong, but you being able to focus solely on the job is probably one of the best things you could do.
Yeah. Because
it's going to be hard. And you know how it is starting your own businesses. It's hard. Yeah. And it's hard right off the bat. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, that's like, I started this and I was like, yeah, I'm going to get this many people to listen all the time. And I'm like, I had to think about it, like, I probably won't. You know what I mean? Like, the first time you put it out there, people are like, yeah, I'll listen. And then some people are like, oh, that's cool. Like you said, you get the inquiries and they're like, oh, yeah, cool, man.
Consistency.
Yeah. So it's just, like you said, being consistent. It's just doing it over and over and over. And eventually, all of a sudden, you're like, we got a full schedule, man. Yeah. I can't stop working, dude. I want to, And so you're like, yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah.
And I think too, cool. Like word of mouth.
Word of mouth is
huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. That is very huge. I'll be spitting it around. Like, have you ever gone down here?
Yeah. For sure.
Right.
Because there's a lot of personal trainers here in town. So it's like just letting people know that we're here. We're here, and it's like. As a matter, once people come. And
again, that one-on-one and being able to do it that way is going to be nice. Because I know, if I think about it, a lot of trainers are still doing it through a gym. And it's like, you're not even paying for a gym membership with you guys.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're strictly just paying for working out and getting trained, which is cool.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, I feel like, an upper hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So... But yeah,
man.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And again, here in Kern County, like I feel like there's a lot of people, and especially like our friends that, maybe we haven't gotten in contact with just recently, or, that are off doing their thing. And one of my friends is out in North Dakota right now. He's a county sheriff out there, he's like the head sheriff. And it's like, that stuff's cool. You know what I mean? I'm proud of the people that are doing their thing, you know what I mean? Building businesses and... Because at one point we were the future, and now our future's here, and so it's like, now we got to do something, and these are the years that we do it. Now we're getting older. You're 30 now, right?
Yeah. Okay. Damn, mentioned it that quick, huh?
I'm 32. Dang, my bad.
It's really no big thing.
Yeah.
I realize.
You look like you're younger, so it's okay. It's the beard, huh? It keeps you young.
Maybe.
Keeps you young. See,
you can see it both ways. I don't know.
I can't grow a beard that good, so it's okay. Or else I might not, because it grows in orange, but but I might if I had nice dark hair like that and I could grow it in. But yeah, mine grows in like orange. Don't like it at all. Yeah, it's
different.
It's horrible. It's not different. It's just horrible. We were so nervous. I was so nervous that my son was gonna have orange hair.
Aww.
Because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he has really light colored hair in the ultrasound and stuff," and I'm like, "It better be orange, better." I was like, I'm gonna be so mad. So when he came out, I was like, "Babe, his hair's not orange." That was like the first thing I said about him. So
the main thing.
Yeah, I was like, "Cool, we're good." He had like jet black hair when he came out. I was like, "Oh, I wasn't light colored." You guys are wrong about that. So, but yeah, having kids is it hard? Okay. I haven't really brought very many any random people on, you know what I mean? Because it's hard bringing people around the kids. or where?
So they're not there. So like whenever I have like my 5 a.m. class, because I have to have work around my full-time schedule. It's 8 to 5, so it's like they're sleeping during that time, and that's the reason why, you know, because I've been doing like, you know, side businesses for a long time, so it's like just finding the one that I'm really passionate about. And so I started working out 2014. I was introduced to the gym, and that's where, you know, again, I got the outlet, and I was like, okay, like that's my passion, and I was able to build something for myself. You know, I had my personal trainer, and so I want to be able to, again, reflect that on them. So whenever I have my clients, my kids are sleeping, or like, you know, I'm building like my side of the business, so it's like, okay, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., you know, so they're sleeping, so they're not really there. So it makes it a little bit easier.
See, because don't get me wrong, but that, I don't know, but that's always been a thing for me. It was like, I could bring some random people on and do all that stuff, but then at the same time, I'm like, do I really want them knowing where I live, or, you know,
that's the scary part.
Especially because some of them are like, you know, people, I don't know you, I don't trust you, you know, like, at least if I have some rapport with you and I know a little bit about what you are, who you are, seeing you been around you, I can at least get a feel of like, hey, this was this person. But that's hard. Like, it's a hard, you know, it's a hard gig.
Yeah, and I think too, like, even, it's crazy, even through social media, like DMs, you get like that energy with that person. You get that feeling, like, is it, oh, this person seems a little sketchy, or, you know, so you get a feel for them, and then, you know, whether you meet them, oh, you know, that's good. If we really do feel uncomfortable, then maybe we can do the session or the assessment at the park or something, or like, let's go to the gym or something like that, you know. But I think it just depends, honestly. And
do you guys have a gym membership?
So I still do. So I mean, even before I had my little setup in the garage and stuff, before we actually did like the whole business. So I had that for like the days that I'm like, okay, I can't work out at the gym today because I have my kids or something's going on. So I'm like, I'm just gonna work out from home. But I had like In Shape and like Body Exchange, and like we still had that. So I'm like, okay, now let me freeze these ones for now, you know?
Well, because don't get me wrong, but no matter what, like, I've always noticed, sometimes the gyms are just so up to date and have that one machine, and you're just like, this is my favorite machine. Sorry. And you don't go to the gym, like you said, very much. It's just like, when you go to the gym, you're like, I'm using this machine. Like, you're on my machine, get off my machine, because it's the only machine I came here for. You know what I mean? So... And I definitely get that.
Yeah. I mean, we honestly, we haven't used it since we had our equipment. We really need to, like, cancel it. We haven't. But we're at the same time like, oh, it's only $10. I'm like, okay, but we really need to go cancel it.
Just in case. You know. But that's not a bad idea to keep it just in case you do feel some type of way about somebody that's, you know, hopefully they never listen to this and know that they're but you know, you're like, dang it, but no, truthfully though, I don't care if someone is sketchy and you feel like that. Always go with your heart on that part.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And feel like with your gut, your heart, all that good stuff. If you feel it, you feel it. I was always told that. Your intentions are, or not your intentions, but your feelings toward people are a lot of times right. You know.
Yeah. I think too that, like, for me, I always usually just take on clients that are like referred by someone. Or,
and see, and that's cool. It's like, at least then, okay, somebody knows this person. You know what I mean? And have you ever had to be like kind of mean to somebody when you're training them? Like, you're like, come on, man, pull your head out your butt.
No, I think for me, like, because you know, for me it's like girls, so I have a lot of fun with them. You know, like we just had a session with one of my girls.
Like, come on, who cares?
And it was funny because like we had talked about like, you know, being embarrassed at the gym, and so we were doing like mobility and flexibility, you know, like the workout. So we were doing reverse lunge with a twist, you know, engaging that core. So we're in the middle of the session, and she's like, I feel like a mannequin, like I'm doing this, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about it. You kind of do look like a mannequin doing this. So she was like, you know, like, okay, this is pretty funny, but if I were at the gym, I would be looking like a little mannequin, just doing this movement.
And see, and is that another thing? Because I know, like, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times women are like, I feel like I'm just stared at a lot. I don't like going to the gym and feeling like that. And can I ask you something? Have you ever been stared at by women and felt like a piece of meat at the gym? I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, I think I have in some instances where I maybe I didn't notice right off the jump, but like after a few times going and seeing the same person there, and then I realized like, why are they always around me? You know what I mean? And like I'll look in the mirrors like in an angle where I can see them and they can't see me. And I'm like, dang, are they looking at me?
Are you following me?
Like I'll have my head when I would be in the gym, I'd have my headphones in. I really would not pay attention to anybody. I was kind of like you, how you adopted. Like I'm gonna go alone and get my work in. Mm-hmm. So my headphones would be in. I really wouldn't talk to anybody. So I would always make sure like if I'm by like anybody, keep my headphones in. Like, even if they're trying to talk to me, I'm like, I'm only here to work out.
Right. Like, well, because like, don't get me wrong, but like I understood a little bit. I felt like about how women, because don't get me wrong, I'm not saying some dime piece was staring at me in the gym or anything like that. Because my only dime piece is my woman. But there would be, you know, whether they older women, younger women, bigger, smaller, skinny, tall, short, you know, whatever. They'd stare, and sometimes I'm like, dang. Am I a piece of meat? Like, you know, like, yeah, like, am I a piece of meat today? Or, and even if they're staring at me just to, like, make fun of me, like, still, am I a piece of meat to make fun of? Am I like a raw meat or some bad-looking meat? Some gray, purple meat? I don't know.
Yeah, see, I never thought about that. Like, I got the aspect, like you said, of, like, the woman being stared at because, like, guys, I feel like it's more, you know, I guess, more typical, I guess, you know? But then there was a video that I actually shared with him where the girl was, like, staring at the guy hard. I'm like, oh, my gosh, like, she's staring at him really hard.
Yeah, because, like, don't get me wrong, but, and I tell her this all the time, she'll never believe me, but I don't, you know, like, I'm too busy to focus on anything else. Like, I got my woman, I've got my kid, I've got a family, I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm way too busy out, you know, working 2 jobs plus doing a podcast. I don't have time to go mess with hoes or, you know, stuff like that. Like, I don't, nor do I want to. So when I was getting stared at, it's like, just leave me alone. Like, I'm just trying to work. Like, I wouldn't even, like, bend over to pick up some weights sometimes. Like, I'm like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, it'd make me just feel kind of awkward, you know? Or if, like, I had a wedgie, like, because I'm not gonna lie, I get wedgies at the gym. You know, you sit down for a little bit, stand up, you like, oh, hello. Okay, you know what I mean?
Leg days when you're squeezy.
Yes. Like, you get a wedgie, and it's like, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I just want to pick it out. Like, let me get my wedgie out, you know? And so, don't stare at me. I don't like that, you know? And she can stare at me, but that's it, you know? You know? Unless you're looking at me on the podcast, you can stare at me a little bit, but I won't know about it, so it's okay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so it was like, I liked like when I would work out at home, like I'd do squats more. I figured that out because I didn't like feeling a lot of times like I was doing the wrong formation. And don't get me wrong, but I don't got the best knees. So doing squats, I try to go as low as I can. But sometimes if I'm going to go too low, I feel like my knees will give out, you know? Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, let me push to, you know, I'm trying to push past my limit. And that's what I was doing. But at home, I was like, oh yeah, I could do that more, you know? And sometimes all of a sudden then I'd notice I'm going lower and I'm doing these things. And I was like, okay, cool. And that's when I felt more comfortable. Yeah. But then I'm at the gym like, I've got to do this way, or people are looking at me making fun of me. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't like that. Yeah. So.
I think that's like the thing too. Like a lot of our clients, they don't want that feeling. Yeah. So they really like that personal one-on-one. Yeah. Yeah.
See, my boy, like again, I'll bring him up. My boy Dejan tries to push me he's the one person that, like, me and him, like, if we work out alone and, like, I'm not doing something, he'll talk shit to me about it. Like, get your ass in there, boy. You know, I'm like, oh, you know what? Fine. Fuck it, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he pushes me that much harder, and he always has, because he's, like, you know, just do that stuff all the time. And it's like one of your best friends, and they're, like, trying to compete with you. That's oh, yeah. I get so, like, driven in my head. I can't lose.
That was me. So on our first date, actually.
Oh no!
I'm sorry. Actually, it's not. It wasn't our first date. It wasn't even a date.
You guys played air hockey, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
It was a gym session.
Yeah, it was just a gym session.
It was just a let's work out.
Yeah, like I remember, like I was like, you know, we between the sets or anything, with no breaks, no nothing. We were just like going at it. And then I was getting at it, but I'm like, I'm not going to stop. Like, I have to keep up, you know?
Heck no, he ain't better than me. What's happening?
He goes to the restroom, yeah. Do you want to say your
What's funny is, like, I was like, oh, I got to use the restroom real quick. And I'm thinking to myself when I'm in the restroom, I'm like, God damn, are we ever going to take a break between this? Is like a super set? Like, there's no breaking between these lifts. And I'm just like, I'm going to use the restroom. I'm going to take a breath. Is what I'm going to do. Let me get a drink of my water, and then I'm going to go back out there, and then we'll see what happens. But no, like, it was funny that the mindset from both of us was the same. It's like, she's pushing me, but I'm not going to stop. And she's like, he's pushing me, and I'm not going to stop.
Right.
And so, to be honest, it was a solid workout. We had a good laugh about it when we actually talked it out. And
after
it's done, like, damn, I felt like I got pushed.
I think I was the one that first said something. Why? Because he already had gotten his break in the restroom, so he lost. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry, I need to catch my breath. Like I'm like, I'm trying to catch up with you, or like, you know, he's like, I was actually trying to catch up with you, and I'm like, oh my god.
That's funny.
You're like, oh, you needed to breathe too.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
She said I lost, but I think I'm the real winner, right?
Okay.
Okay. See, okay.
Look who's with me,
that was
bro.
smooth. That was smooth. I'll agree with that. Okay, there you go. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is having somebody. Sometimes having somebody to compete with is all you need.
Yeah, friendly competition.
Oh yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hate losing. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a loser.
Yeah.
You know. But that's what it is, and that's so funny. That's so cool that you guys did that, though. Okay, so here's a real big question: do you guys stay at the same weight? Ooh, like.
I don't think.
Wait, what do you mean? Like.
Okay,
Without
I know,
lifts,
like, yeah, I know not every weight lift, you know, you guys could probably do the same, but like certain lifts, do you guys stay at the same weight? Like, for instance, maybe deadlifts, do you go super heavy, or do you stay at this like a weight where she is, or does she like lift more than you?
Okay, so definitely for him, it'll be him that lifts more. Because I had COVID. We both had COVID in January.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we both had COVID in January. So I had to it took me a little bit longer to recover.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't smell, and I'm like, okay, I've had it since January, and I haven't been able to smell. So it's like for me, I think it's been about a month or two that I'm finally like kind of getting back on track with everything. So,
little funny tidbit. I was cooking on the stove, and she's coming into the kitchen from the room, and she's like, whoa, what is that? It smells good. And I'm like, wait, what? You can smell that now? And
like,
she's like, oh,
so
shoot.
Excited.
I got my sense of smell back.
Yeah.
It was an instance I was like, dang, you haven't been able to smell something since January.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just awesome. I think it was like ground turkey
good.
or something. I was like, I can smell. Like I came out and I was like, oh my gosh, I can smell that.
Well, and they say that eating, because I had a friend who got hit in the back of the head with a bat, and so he can't smell ever again.
Yeah.
Like he might one day, and he might have some hope, but he can't smell. And he got told like 60% of eating deals with smell. Mm-hmm. So when you ever see somebody that doesn't like some fear factor, I used to watch that all the time. They'd be, you know what I mean? And they're like closing their nose and stuff, and you're like, what is that? But now I understand that, like when you smell it, and it affects your taste.
It really does, because that was one thing for me. Because for me, it's easy to lose weight. It's harder for me to gain muscle. So for me, I have to make sure I'm on, I'm on my meal plan. So like with the loss of smell, like I really didn't have an appetite for like my food. So I'm like, okay, that kind of puts me back. So it's like I'm starting over. So for sure, he'd be the one to like lift heavier right now.
Did you lose your taste too?
I did, yeah.
Okay, that's because somebody. And I hate to bring that up like this, but somebody told me it was like you'd make food and it's like eating a bowl of just and that's it. Because you can't taste it, you can't smell it. Like you're just, it's like you look at, it's a good meal, but it's like, have you ever thought about? Well, yeah, you have. But have you ever thought about eating food with no taste? Like, that's horrible.
I mean, luckily now I can taste it. It doesn't taste the same, but yeah.
But still, no taste is.
And that was the one thing,
I love me some food, So I was like, ooh, I couldn't imagine that. Like, I'm sorry. I'm very glad that you guys came out on the better end of that, Are you guys vaccinated?
I'm like...
I'm not.
Okay. That's good.
Okay, again, I don't have anything against people that are. Whatever you feel like helps you out, helps you out.
Exactly. I agree with that.
But I'm not, just for my personal reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's cool. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. And again, you guys got through it. Now you guys are on the other side of it. Did you ever do like the monoclonal antibodies that like Joe Rogan was talking about and stuff?
No.
That if I ever get COVID, and I don't know if I've already had it, because I can't smell still to this day, but that's been years. And who knows? That could just be me from doing dumb stuff when I was younger. But that's what I would do. They said that, like, you could do it before, but they said doing it during, like, just people have felt like they've been reborn. And I'm like, cool. That's what I want to do. Nice. Yeah. So, but I was scared, and I was so nervous for everybody else catching COVID but myself. You know, like I was like, I'll be fine. Yeah. And everybody else in my family is, you know, they're older or got stuff going on, and I'm like, please don't catch COVID. Please don't catch COVID. Yeah. You know, like that was a whole thing for me. You know, and COVID's a big thing. I don't know. I hope everybody in your guys' family all did good and all that kid stuff. The kids did good. You know, that's a scary thing too. And so again, yes, very happy you guys came out on the good side.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So that's cool. But are there any like has anybody kind of hit you guys up on that for working at like at your gym? Like, hey, do they wonder about your guys' protocols for cleaning and doing all that?
I don't think so much. No,
they're not worried about it as much.
No one has really had that much like fear of coming in because of it. So I think that's either a good thing, or I don't know if we look at it as positive, but
yeah, I was thinking like that.
Just taking proper precautions for ourselves, just because people were around all the time.
And sweating. One thing.
So
that's body fluids and all that good stuff, you know.
Just making sure that we keep everything clean and sanitized after our clients. It's really all we can do. We don't require masks or anything. I mean, typically if you're coming in, we're just kind of assuming you're not sick.
Yeah, don't. If you got symptoms, don't come in, please, sick, or let us know.
Let us know. And if you're feeling sick, typically they would let us know that they're not feeling good, and you know they come other days when they're feeling better. So
you know, it's so funny because when I started a job, I was like, oh yeah, you know, I don't have to do like anything after that. Like, I don't have to clean. I don't have to. But that's when you got to do the most work. Because once you start it, you're like, this is the most work I've ever done in my life. Like, so if you're ever starting a business, remember you're about to work really, 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 really hard.
Yeah, probably 24/7.
Yeah.
It really
at least
is.
for like the first couple of years. You know,
it's
so
like
that's
that
crazy.
TikTok that goes around. Oh, you know, who said quitting your 9 to 5
right?
was gonna be the best or something like that.
Right? Like heck no.
Yeah.
Like heck no. Like when I started doing this, it was like I'd come home and I had to work. You know, like I go to work and I'd have to work. Yeah. On another work.
Exactly. Yeah.
That and I'm like, what is this? You know, like shoot. I'm like, heck no. I had to set up work for the work that I was gonna be working on after I was done working at the work that I was at. You know, it's like I was like, oh my god. I was like, I'm tired, and it's still like that, but it's fun. This kind of stuff is fun to me. You know what I mean? But hey, let's take them out. Let's. This has actually been a lot of fun. Let's do this more.
I think we should. I think we should do it again.
Tell them everywhere they can find you. And again, I'm posting this on YouTube and everything, so they'll see us do all the good stuff. But they'll also be on my Facebook, my Instagram again, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I think our main form of communication is Instagram. So that's Gains Athletics PT on Instagram. We have a TikTok. We have a YouTube channel. We haven't put too much content on there yet. But there is more content coming. Like we said, we got some things in the works. Got some merch coming. Got some new programs coming out real soon. And as always, you know, private personal training is our number one right now. So
perfect. So remember, go find them. I will be posting them up. You'll see pictures. You'll see at least something up. I got some stuff coming up. And then go find them on Facebook, or find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Twitter, you can find me on there, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and you can even go check out my website. That's what I was going to say. My website, 2piecePod.com, or just go search up 2Piece Pod. You'll find me. They got me all over the place right now, especially on Google. If you're close by me, you'll find me. It's pretty easy. But this episode brought to you by Porterville Wholesale. My boy Ray is going to take care of you with all the items over there at Porterville Wholesale. I don't know if you guys have been there or seen it. It is probably one of the best places if you're looking for tools, and many other things, fans, outside, inside. If you're getting a patio set up, I know summer's right around the corner. So if you guys are trying to get the outside set up for when you guys barbecue with friends and all that and family, and they want the kids to go out inside and run around so you guys don't have to worry about them inside, go check my boy Ray out. He will help you out. Tell him 2Piece sent you. He's got all sorts of tools over there to help you guys out, and they're all low prices, especially right now when everything is expensive. So go check him out. 1902 West North Grand in Porterville, California. Or go to my Facebook page, my Facebook group. You can find him there. He's posted up. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Again,
Thank you.
They will hopefully be back, especially after building business. It's always going to, have fun to have everybody come back. So,
For sure.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Nice.